Here we're asked to simplify the exponential expression. Number 6, deal with the power of a quotient property. Okay, so like before, we're going to distribute to the exponent in to each term. There is an x on the top, so it's x to the fourth, and then we have 2 to the fourth power on the bottom. Okay, so it's x to the fourth on top, and then we have 2 times 2 times 2, so this becomes a 4, then 8, then 16. So there you go. It's x to the fourth power over 16. Okay, another way to visualize this is to see we have the fraction of x to the 2 times x to the 2 times x to the 2 times x to the 2. Okay, that's what means to the fourth power means. X times x times x times x is x to the 4. On bottom, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is going to be 16. So that's the visualization of the power of a quotient property. Next, here, it is always best practice to simplify what's inside the parentheses first, using the rules of PEMDAS. So 5 over 20 becomes 1 over 4. Okay, because 5 goes into 5 one time, and 5 goes into 20 4 times. Then we have an x to the negative 1. But do you see how it has a negative exponent? We want it to be positive, so what we're going to do is bring it down. Okay, so that's how we simplify inside the parentheses first. Then we have it to the fourth power. Now we distribute 1 to the fourth power, then we have 4 to the fourth power, and x to the fourth power. Okay, 1 to the fourth power just becomes 1, and then we need to have 4 to the fourth power. Right here, I would just recommend that you just use a calculator. That's what I'm grabbing right now. I'm using a calculator. Okay, so do 4 to the fourth power in your calculator, and you should get 256. Then you have x to the fourth power there. So that would be the final answer. 1 over 256 x to the fourth power. Next, C. Okay, try to simplify it inside the expression first. So you have the negative 4 over 16. Okay, that can be simplified into 1 over 4. Then you have x to the 10 and x to the negative 2. Right, that is the quotient property. So that is going to be x 10 minus 2, and 10 it's a minus negative 2. Right, it's a minus, and there's a negative 2 there. So that becomes x to the 12. Then we have y 7th minus 5, and that's going to be a y to the 2. So we have a negative x squared y to the second power over 4. That's all inside the parentheses to the second power. Okay, now we distribute that 2 into each term. Negative x 12 times 2, y squared times 2, and the 4 on bottom is also going to be times 2. This gets you negative x to the 24, y to the 4, and then 16 is on bottom. That would be it. Okay, next. All right, so again, we have a parentheses inside of parentheses, so let's deal with that first. Let's deal with this. What does this become? Well, we can distribute to that 2 inside to everything. Negative 2 squared, x to the 2 power. Okay, this just be negative 2 to the second power is negative 2 times negative 2. That becomes a positive 4. So this was on the inside, okay, on top. Then we have the bottom, 4xy to the 5th power. Okay, we have a 4 and a 4. This does cancel. We have x squared and an x, so that leaves you, so that was a 1 times x squared over x. That cancels out, leaving you with just a x on top, and then we have a y to the 5th on bottom. So it just simplifies inside to just x over y to the 5th power. And remember, there's still a, that's all inside to the power of 3. Now we can just distribute it in. X to the 3rd power over y 5th times 3. because now we distribute that 3 exponent that was on the outside. It becomes y to the 3rd power divided by y to the 15th. Okay, so there you go. All right, so here we apply the power of a quotient property to simplify these expressions.